Richard, come in, Ashcroft. Are you there?
I am here, Chris.
Mate, how's it been?
Oh, it's been incredible. I still feel like I'm in Donahue's in Dublin.
That was the
I'm not
weekend,
sure
wasn't
whether
it? Yeah.
I'm not whether are we live from Donahue's pub in Dublin. I'm not sure, but
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can see from the fans' reaction, um, it's gone beyond all their expectations, which is phenomenal. It could actually it's humbling, to be honest. It's to play in front of that many people every night and then see these guys do 22 absolute bangers that have mean so much to the fans, and do it so well. It's just an incredible experience. Cast have been amazing lads. They do such a great job, and then it's down to me to leave the stage smoldering a little. At this warm up. I don't like the warm. I've never liked warm up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nice to leave on Bittersweet Symphony, which goes down so well with the crowd, and then it's down to Oasis, and they're just doing it every night. It's incredible.
So my daughter's been a couple of times. She's very lucky, and she said that, Dad, you have no idea. She said it's the best. She said after the first time she saw you and Cast and Oasis, she said it was the best night of my life. And then she managed to get tickets again for the Wembley show, and she sent me a video of like the afternoon. She said, "What's good about it? What's great about it, Dad, is it's jumping from the second everyone gets in, and so presumably." Everyone's there for Cast. Everyone's there for you. So it's a full house for all.
It is. I mean, some places have been more difficult for people to get in, but it's not. It's like the whole city, wherever you play, is buzzing. Everywhere you go. If I go for a walk, it's such a good feeling. As long as you're up for a few hundred selfies. It's an amazing, experience, and they take over each city. The whole vibes there. It's like, yeah, and there's another element with this. Like I said, probably to you before I went on this tour, that this was going to be like a multi-generational audience. That were going to be families bringing their kids, and that's created a really, you still got the rowdiness, but it's tempered a little with the new generation, and that's making it. Unique really for an Oasis show. I think the audience is just it's pure love. You've got like nights in Edinburgh where not a single arrest with 90,000 people, and as a fans, you can get it with football as well. You can kind of get labeled a certain way, and people expect trouble or they expect whatever, and none of that's there. There's a lot of love in the air. There's a lot of love for that band, and like I've said to a few people, this thing could either retire me or inspire me, if you know what I mean. Because I said to Noel, wow, you've written a lot of tunes, man. I used to think, yeah, I've written some tunes, but yeah, the people love those songs. They've taken them to the heart, and they've waited a long time for it. So the excitement, the anticipation in the cities as you travel around is just, I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. And when people go on about, oh, it's nostalgia, this, that, and you nostalgia, beware of forget beware of nostalgia. You say that to Keith Richards when he straps on that Telecaster and plays in front of 80-something thousand people, and he's been doing that now for how many years?
Yeah.
It's not. We need to find a new word, because this ain't just nostalgia. This is right here, right now. This is the actual. This is the place. This is like those days you feel like that city and that stage and that stadium, like Croke Park the other night, was like the center of the universe. Do you know what I mean? It was the most now happening real place you could be on the planet. And same for the people on the street. I mean, you see the footage of the people singing on the street. It was beautiful. It was like, yeah, it's just something unique. It's not just a nostalgic experience. But like I say, yeah, I've said that to Noel. I said, mate, this is humbling. It could retire me or it could inspire me, but I'm definitely going to get the old acoustic guitar out after this tour. It's definitely inspired me, and I think for me to feel like that, it must be great for like a young someone in their teens, someone in their 20s who's writing tunes, who's come down to see this, because what it's reinforced is the power of the song. You know, maybe we're going back to that era for a little bit where people wake up to the power of the song, and these songs have lived so well. They've grown. You know, a tune like when Noel does Little by Little, you know, that takes the roof off. And before the tour, you know, people would be saying Live Forever. They'd be saying, they'd have their list. They wouldn't, I'm sure Little by Little wasn't the one that they thought, oh my God, the whole thing goes up into this new gear. And that's what time does to a tune. People live with it, and they have experiences, and they put their life. There's a lot's happened for us all, certainly our age, in those years where Oasis haven't been playing. And when we all come together, we all bring all our stories, our losses, our victories, our pain. And then you just watch the whole crowd. It's a very, what would you say? It's a healing, celebratory event. So yeah, it's been an amazing experience.
Wow, that's so poetic, so profound. It comes so easily to you, as words always do when we have a conversation. We touched upon nostalgia the other day, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah, well, exactly. You hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, that one needs to be. That's it. Nostalgia. It's now. It's I don't think people should get too hung up on it. I was thinking about the Stones, and you know, the Stones have always continued to record, and great, but let's not kid ourselves. We know you want to hear Keith play Start Me Up, you want to hear Jumping Jack Flash, you want to hear the greats, and you know, it's a great place to be. It's, you know, obviously if Oasis wanted to carry on, they could carry on for the rest of their lives, but it's something beyond just like you know, like the Kinks Village Green Preservation Society. It's like it's something beyond that. If anyone listens to that tune, they get it. And one thing I wanted to say, Chris, was I wanted to shout out the guy who lent me his Irish wolfhounds for my last Instagram post. A lot of people think I've now got 7 Irish wolfhounds.
7?
Yeah, but this guy's got a wonderful fellow we met walking around Dublin. He does guided tours. I think it's called the Irish Wolfhound Experience. Just wanted to shout him out because he's not getting a lot of. Everyone just thinks I flew. I don't know how they think I've got them on Aer Lingus. You know what I mean? Like a whole aisle each. But I just thought, oh, this will look funny. I'm in Dublin. The fella, we got on really well, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to do a photo with the dogs?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." Like, so I stuck it up on Instagram, and people are like, "Oh, wow, how did you get him there?" And you know, so I just to clear that up, I have got some dogs, but they're not. I don't have 7 Irish wolfhounds, and I didn't fly them to Dublin. I just want to thank the guy from the Irish Wolfhound Experience in Dublin. If you ever are there in Dublin, you're missing your dog, and you want a guided tour with a massive Irish Wolfhound, he's the man to go to.
Wow. I mean, what an ad, what an endorsement, because Mariah Carey famously has her puppies everywhere she goes. You don't take Irish Wolfhounds with you, but if there are some there, you're happy to borrow them for an hour.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always miss my dogs when I'm away, as we all do. You know what it's like. You're on holiday. If you've got a dog, you see a dog and you can't help go and stroke it. But this was, these things were so beautiful. They're such a great dog, the Irish Wolfhound.
Yeah.
But they don't live long enough, unfortunately.
I got to say, you fit in pretty well with the old Irish Wolfhounds there, Rich.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I fit in very well in Dublin, to be honest. I realised I've always enjoyed a Guinness, but I truly fell in love with it this last few days. I've decided, I'm going Guinness for a while now.
He's going Guinness.
Yeah, as long as it travels, as long as the rumour of the not traveling well isn't true, then I'm on it.
All right. So you've talked to Noel and Liam clearly, because you've just shared a few conversations you've had with them. How is their vibe? You say it's beyond the audience's expectations. Therefore, I'm presuming beyond yours and Cass and John and his gang, and Noel and Liam and their gang. Just speak to that a bit, if you like.
Liam is on he's on a kung fu trip. I've only seen Liam on stage. I mean, and that I've got so much respect for that, because there's many nights. Every night is an opportunity to sort of celebrate in a way, you know. But I think the guy's been so disciplined on this, and I think the fans respect that, and they can hear that, they can feel that he's waited for this a long time, and we all in our youth, when we were in our respective bands, when I was in the Verve and that, don't worry, we enjoyed it, if you know what I mean, in a youthful way, and I think this now is this is the biggest tour in the world, and he's the focal point. So whatever he's doing, whatever his method is working, and I've got 100% respect for him. I've seen Noel a few times. He's in he seems to be in great spirits, in a good place, and enjoying it. I think it was quite overwhelming, the first one. I think it passed a bit like a movie. It was like, it wasn't really a gig, it was beyond a gig. That first Cardiff, for them, it was surreal and probably overwhelming, but it didn't take long. And I think now they're all collectively in the stride, Bonehead, the rest of the band, Gem, Andy, they're just playing so well. And I think I'm just like I'm just like a fan, really. I'm not like, I don't consider myself anything. I'm just a fan of the band, and happy for them. I've known these people for a long time, and it's been a hell of a journey to get to here, and it's a position that not a lot of us thought we'd ever see again, and I'm just so happy for them. And like I've said on numerous occasions, I'm happy for the mum, and just on a family level, that the two, I love the way they come out and they have a hug, and they reinforce that. I mean, I just like that. I think it's a lovely sight for the fans and stuff, because like Liam said a few nights, the fans have waited a long time for this. It's been difficult if you are a fan, but this is like, another way of putting it is we play like a World Cup final every day. Every time we play, every time I play, I win 7-0. And everyone's on my side, and then they win 22-0 at the end, and we're all on the same team. So it's such a unique feeling. It's like it's such a great place for them to be, and total respect. And like I say, my respect for Noel and Liam in their individual, Liam as a frontman, as a singer, and my respect for Noel as a writer. I always obviously respected him, and I always enjoyed his tunes, and I grew up with those tunes as I was writing. They inspired me, without, say, Live Forever, I probably wouldn't have written a song like History or On Your Own and then gone on to write urban hymns. And it was the fact that he'd written something so perfectly formed, when I come from a band that kind of created music from jamming, and, I really wanted to start making things that were timeless, that were perfectly formed, or as perfect as I could get them, because to me, when I heard Live Forever, it felt perfect, you see. And it was Noel, and it was like, we come from a generation where we were always told that you're never, ever going to surpass what has been before you. You're just a pale imitation, or you're just... And another thing that's happened with the songs and the concerts, they've reinforced that wasn't true. And it's the same for the next generation coming up. Don't ever feel like everything's been done, or everything's been achieved, or because there's always another peak, another mountain to climb, put your flag in. There's somewhere else to go. And I think, like I say, my respect for Noel as a writer, and also as a performer, because he's performing incredibly well. His solo set's amazing, and it's just lovely to hear their harmonies together. As a fan, I'm just like that. I'm with all the others. I can't watch them every night because I end up singing and hoarse. So I realized that after the first night, I'm going to have to limit myself here, because I just sing along, and then I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I'm doing like 22 songs after mine. I'm supposed to be doing a gig tomorrow night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I love it. I love it. Talking of gigs, we've all got the fever, and Richard, you're going out on the road yourself. Why wouldn't you, off the back of this? Because there's going to be all that residual heat. Why waste it? And so what are we looking at? We're looking at Manchester's Cup Live Arena on Saturday, the 8th of November. RichardAshcroft.com for tickets there. You got a tour next year, 2026, March and April. And what have you heard anything about, like, Nebworth next year. Nebworth, it's the 30th anniversary of Nebworth '96. Has there been any talk about that at all?
No, I've not heard it.
What do you think? If you're a betting man, as opposed to a lucky man? I'm a betting man.
I'd find it hard not to do it if I was in their shoes. But I've heard nothing about it. Purely because, it'd be wonderful if you could find out who was in the queue for the ticket and didn't get one, and they went to the front of the line. And
That'd be so cool.
I mean, I'm sure someone has that information. You know what I mean? Now that would be great.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've loved this conversation. 100%. What I've loved particularly about it was when you said, when you go to the town or the city where they're playing, the buzz is unbelievable, because it is like playing a World Cup final every night. And we know that if your city is lucky enough to have a World Cup final, whatever it may be, in whichever sport it may be, however prestigious or sort of popular that sport is, the vibe starts happening 5 or 6 days before, if not even sooner than that. Yeah. And I haven't witnessed one of these gigs yet. I'm hoping to go to Wembley, and I get what you're saying. It just must be like almost like sort of whatever the rock and roll equivalent of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day is every time you land in one of these venues. Absolutely,
yeah. I mean, and I think what's interesting is it's international as well. So, in Edinburgh, I was meeting people from all over the world when I went for a stroll, and it's when they take this beyond Britain, it's going to be crazy. And I'm really open to I get out on my Instagram, if I look at my followers, I don't heavily do Instagram, but when I do check out who does follow me, most of my followers are from South America, believe it or not, Chile and Argentina, and they're like, please come on the South American leg. And that might, there's a little rumors and little talks that maybe I might join them for a few in South America, because I would love to have my Maradona shirt on in the River Plate Stadium.
Can you imagine?
Doing Bittersweet Symphony in the River Plate Stadium.
Oh my God.
Because I'm in a very lucky place in the sense that, I think I've said before, I finish and it's only half an hour before they're on,
Yeah.
Right at that point, wherever you are, you've got them there in your hands. And when I booked the tour, I want to promote the album, but I also want to give the people who enjoyed that short set that I played with Oasis, I want them, some of them that might have been the first time they've seen me, I want them to get the full experience, to play a full set, play as many tunes as I can, and it's great, because I noticed that with my fans anyway, they were becoming a great mix of young and older, and this has kind of reinforced it. And for me, I'm in a position now where I was sold out some of these arenas in next to no time, and that just shows you there's a hunger and a desire and a little mini renaissance about to start happening. And it's, like I say, it isn't, as you're playing Lover in the background, it isn't all about nostalgia. It's like, I would say, I don't know when you were born, when you started making music, when you released it, but if you play Lover next to that, then you understand that I just don't deal in the past, man. I'm always looking for the future. I'm always creative. I'm always trying to make something fresh and something new. And I think Lover is the sound of that. It's the sound of that search. But also, contrary to that, like I said, I'm getting the old 6-string out after this tour, and I'm like, right, no, I'm going to write, you wait for the next album, because I love that sense of competition. But like I say, I just get battered 22/7 every single concert, and I'm like, wow, I need to start writing some tunes,
Yeah, no, it's good. I like that a lot. It's really sort of woken up your mojo, hasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
That's it, man. Rich, thanks for making time for us. I'm so thrilled you're speaking to us in the moment, in the middle of this amazing, the most talked about tour there's ever been. Definitely in the UK, maybe in the world. I'm not quite sure, but you're in the middle of it. You've got more to go. I bet you have to pinch yourself every single night, and good for you.
Thank you, Chris. You were the one I wanted to come back and talk about too, because I've seen the support as well you've given Lover and how much you enjoy the tune and how much you played it. And I wanted to say respect for that, mate. And good luck with everything you do. And like every time I speak to you, I'm like, respect for what time you get up, mate. I mean, when I saw your running trainers next to your chair, I'm like, man, this guy's a dynamo. Bless you, man.
All right, mate. Let's hear it for Richard Ashcroft. There you go. Richard currently on tour with Oasis. And you can go and see Rich. If you didn't get Oasis tickets, you can get to this party and go and see Richard at Manchester's Co-op Live Arena on Saturday, the 8th of November. He's touring next year, March and April. RichardAshcroft.com. We have Lover out now, and very soon on the horizon, we got Loving You. We'll play that as soon as we have it. All right, once more. Richard Ashcroft, if you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we go. All right. Woo! Yes, Richard. Yes.